Okay, welcome to today's video. I'm trying to do these daily, so if you get a chance, give me subscribe, give it a like, and comment below. I'm going to start doing more content just like this. Now, today we're going to talk about something every fighter faces: pre-fight nerves. It's completely normal to feel anxious before a fight, but what sets successful fighters apart is how they manage them nerves. So, today I'm going to share 10 practical principles to help you deal with pre fight and pre competition anxiety so you can enter a competition or a cage feeling ready. So, the first principle is reframing the nerves. So, nerves aren't your enemy, okay? They're a sign that your body is getting prepared for battle. So what you've got to do is, instead of interpreting them as fear, you've got to reframe them as excitement. You see, this shift in your mindset can turn what feels like anxiety into energy. So a good example is fighters like Conor McGregor. He talks about feeling nerves before every fight, but instead of letting it hold him back, he views it as excitement and channels that energy into his performance. So here's what you want to do. Here's an actual step you can take. Next time you feel anxious before a fight, during training or a competition, tell yourself it's excitement, that your body is ready for battle. Practice this reframing technique anytime nerves start creeping in so it becomes second nature. Second point, focus on preparation. Nerves often come from doubting yourself, but if you put in the work, there's no reason why you should feel uncertain. Your confidence should come from knowing you've trained the hardest you can and prepare yourself for this moment. So a great example is Khabib Nurmagomedov. His unwavering competition came from his intense preparation, his discipline that he put into his training camps, because he knows that no matter what, his body is ready and he done the work. Okay, so before a fight, competition, take a few moments to reflect on your best training sessions. Think about the times you pushed through a hard workout or a spar match and performed at your peak. Let that remind you you've earned your spot in that cage or competition. Principle 3, stick to a routine. One of the best ways to manage pre-fight nerves is to follow a routine, and having a set structure that gives you a sense of control on fight day when it seems so unpredictable. Think about it: on fight day, everything's unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen in the fight or the lead up to the fight. So if you create some sort of structure and predictable routine, it can really help. So George St-Pierre is a great example of this. He had a specific pre-fight routine, from the way he warmed up to his mental preparation he did. And this routine brought him comfort and focus every time he stepped into the octagon. So here's how you do this. You start building your pre-day routine during training, and it might be a specific warm-up, music you listen to, or a mental exercise you do. Get used to it so that on fight day, everything feels familiar and within your control. Principle 4, breathe deep and slow. So one of the simplest and probably one of the most effective ways to calm pre-fight nerves is through deep breathing. Sounds silly, sounds basic, but a lot of people do not do it properly. So slow your breath down and help lower your heart rate and bring your body out of a heightened state of anxiety. So a lot of top athletes, for example, use breathing techniques to stay calm under pressure. This helps control their anxiety, keep them focused. So a little way you can do this, and a little routine, is practice box breathing. So inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 4 seconds, exhale for 4 seconds, and then hold for 4 seconds again. Practice this in training so you're ready to use it when the nerves kick in pre-fight. Use it each training session, in between rounds, before your training session. When you get a break, practice your box breathing. Calm yourself down. It will take practice to get used to this. Principle 5, visualization. Visualization is a powerful mental tool. By imagining yourself performing well before the fight or competition. And you can prepare your mind for success, which builds confidence and it will reduce fear. So fighters like Anderson Silva often talk about how they visualized every detail of their fight, from the walkout to the cage to landing strikes. And this mental preparation makes the real moment feel like something they've already conquered. You want to see it before it actually happens. So an actual actionable step on this is to spend 5 to 10 minutes each day leading up to a fight and visualizing yourself in the cage. You want to see yourself executing the moves perfectly. You want to imagine yourself staying calm and performing at your best. This way, your brain is ready and familiar with that success already. It feels like you've already been there. Principle 6 is stay in the moment. So pre-fight anxiety often comes from worrying about what might happen instead of getting caught up in the what ifs. Bring your focus back to the present moment and control right now. Stop thinking about the next step, the next thing, what just happened. Stay in the moment. So fighters like John Jones often learn to thrive in the moment. He adapts and adjusts based on what is actually happening in the fight. He stays present and focused on each second as it comes, and you need to as well. So how you can do this in training is practice mindfulness by focusing on the small details. So like how your feet feel under the mat, the rhythm of your breath. If you do these things, it will help you stay present and calm during the training session, and then you will be able to do the same principles on fight day. It'll be second nature. Principle 6 is embrace the unknown. So you can't control every aspect of a fight or life, in fact. So instead of fearing the unknown, you want to embrace it. And unpredictability of MMA, how unpredictable it is what makes it so exciting. So you've got to embrace it. So again, John Jones is a good example. He thrives under the chaos, adapting to whatever happens in the octagon, and he uses it to his advantage. So like during sparring sessions, put yourself into uncomfortable situations like fighting from a bad position or sparring with a new training partner, and reach out to them new people that come in the gym. And this will help you get used to adapting, making you more comfortable with the unknown. Don't be afraid to go to the open mats, other gyms to spar, and get used to the unknown. So principle 8 rather, is create a pre-fight mantra. Positive self-talk is key when it comes to managing nerves. A pre-fight mantra gives you something to focus on when anxiety creeps in. So a good example is Muhammad Ali famously always said, "I am the greatest," to boost his confidence and keep his mindset sharp. Repeating positive phrases can drown out the negative thoughts and keep you focused. Now, don't be delusional. If you're not the fucking greatest and you're an amateur with one fight, don't be fucking saying you're the greatest, because you're not. Affirmations don't work that way, and your brain will actually have a negative feedback loop. So what you want to say is something along the lines of, "I have trained as hard as I can. I am the best I've ever been." Things like that can give you the confidence you need. An actual actionable tip of this is just create your own pre-fight mantra, even for the gym. And it could be like, "I'm ready," or "I've earned this," or "I thrive under pressure." And repeat it in training, especially before your fight, to keep your mind sharp and positive. Principle 9 is learn from past fights and experiences and competitions and sparring sessions. So whether you've won or lost, every fight, every spar, every experience is a learning experience. And by reflecting on these, you can improve both mentally and physically. A lot of people don't do that. I didn't do it as much as I should have, and you should 100% make it one of the most positive things you do. You should actually have structure each week to focus on it. So Stipe Miocic actually came back stronger after losses by reflecting on what went wrong, what he could have improved. And this self-awareness is the key to growth. So an actionable step is, after every fight or sparring session, write down what went wrong, what went well. And over time, you'll develop a blueprint of managing your nerves, performing better in future fights, but also accelerating your learning and therefore increasing your confidence. Principle 10 is acceptance of fear. So you've got to accept the fear is part of the fight game. The goal isn't to eliminate fear, but to accept it and use it to sharpen your focus and aggression. Like I said earlier, it is excitement. So Mike Tyson often talked about feeling scared before every fight, but instead of letting it hold him back, he actually used it as fuel for his intensity in the ring, and you can as well. So what you've got to do with this is acknowledge fear, acknowledge it before you feel it for a competition or a fight, but don't let it take over. Tell yourself it's normal to feel that way, and to focus on what you can control: your technique, your breathing, and your strategy. Also, be aware that as far as fear is concerned, like I say, it's completely normal, but it only becomes a hindrance if you perceive it as being a negative thing. It is your friend. Treat it like a friend. So, they are the 10 principles. To wrap up, nerves are something every fighter deals with, but the best fighters deal with them better than others. With the right mindset and strategies, you can turn them into fuel for your performance. If you practice these principles, not just on the fight day, but in your daily training, so that when you step in the cage, you're mentally and physically ready to perform at your best. Now, if you got benefit from this, do me a favor, give me a subscribe, give it a like, and give it a share, because I'm trying to build this YouTube channel to 2,000 subscribers, which is a small goal, but it's big for me. Thank you for listening, and I will see you tomorrow.